First order of business that we have this evening is the calling to order of our special session of this day, and we'll start with the opening prayer and the pledges of allegiance to the flags of the United States and the state of Texas. And I didn't realize till a few minutes ago that my name was on the agenda for that duty. But today I'm going to read a short excerpt from the prayer that was said on July 3rd, 1974, before the U.S. House of Representatives. Lord, grant that we may highly resolve on this great day to dedicate ourselves anew to the task of ushering in an era when good shall live in the hearts of a free people, justice shall be the light to guide their feet, and peace shall be the goal of humankind. To the glory of thy holy name, and the good of our nation, and all of mankind. Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible. First up this evening, first order of business, we have a hearing of residents. I have three people that have signed up this evening, and first up is Maggie Titterington from the Chamber. Maggie.
Good evening, Council. We did our annual awards banquet today, and just very pleased to recognize some of the Schertz businesses that won awards for 2018, including Remax Corridor. Schertz Bank and Trust was our Corporate Business of the Year, and Christian Brothers was our Board Director of the Year. We also were able to do our DECA donations from our Golf Classic, the proceeds from the October golf that we were able to give $18,000 to the DECA programs to be split between the two schools. So Clemens Buffs, go Buffs, got $9,000, and Steele got $9,000 as well. And then also, just to let y'all know that at the beginning of January, our new chairman of the board of directors is Russell Hunter, who was formerly with Caterpillar and is now with Russell Hunter Insights. Our chair-elect is Tyler Haley with Chick-fil-A in Schertz. And our secretary is Jill Carpenter with Broadway Bank. So it was a great day, a lot of businesses recognized, and it is our last luncheon of the year, our last big event of the year. And so December will be just amassing and getting ready for 2019. Thank you.
Very good. Next up, Dana Eldridge.
Dana Eldridge, 2628 Gallant Fox Drive, Schertz, Texas. I just want to get up here and say tonight, since it's not a whole lot of stuff, I don't have to yell at you or bring stuff to you. I just came up to say thank you for you representing our city. Thank you to Mr. Crawford and Ms. Kaiser for their service this last couple of years. And thank you for having a calm election rather than what's been going on around the country. So that was it. Just wanted to say thanks.
Thank you, sir. And Brent Bolter.
Brent Bolter, 2633 Cloverbrook Lane. I just wanted to echo my neighbor's comments and extend a thank you to Ms. Kaiser and Mr. Crawford for your service on council. We didn't always agree, but I appreciate the effort and the work that you guys put in to being on council. I know it's not easy. It takes a lot of time. It takes a lot of effort. So again, I just wanted to say thank you for your time on council. And that's all I have to say. Thank you.
Good. Thank you, sir. All right, next item that we have on the agenda this evening of a closed session. City Council will meet in closed session under Section 551.074 of the Texas Government Code, personnel matters to deliberate the appointment, employment, evaluation, reassignment, duties, discipline, or dismissal of the city manager.
Mr. Mayor,
Mr. Gutierrez?
I seriously question the appropriateness of having an executive session minutes before sitting a new council. I therefore make a motion to amend the agenda and remove item number 1.
Unfortunately, the agenda having been posted, a motion to remove an agenda item at this time would be out of order and not contained within our rules of procedure. So I wouldn't be able to entertain that motion at this time. All right, so at this time then we do need to go to into closed session. We will recess our open session. I have 6:08, and we'll come back out of a closed session as soon as we're able. I show 6:35. We'll come back into open session. The next item that we have on the agenda is item 1A, take any action based on discussions held in closed session under agenda item 1. I don't believe there's any action to take this evening. Therefore, the next item we have before us is item number 2, Resolution 18R146, a resolution of the City Council of the City of Schertz, Texas, approving the canvass of the November 6, 2018 general election, declaring the results of such election. So, Mr. Dennis, before you get started, if I may, I'm going to take a little privilege as the chair, and before we go through this exercise, it has been the habit and tradition of this council and councils before to afford time to the outgoing members for any comments that they would like to make, any words that they would like to share. So while it may not be on the agenda, if there's no objection from the rest of council, I think it would be most appropriate to do so. So Dr. Kaiser, anything that you'd like to share before we move forward?
Thank you, Mayor. When I made the decision not to run, it was about 8 or 9 months ago. I made it because I wanted to take a sabbatical from work. If I don't do that soon, I have to put off retirement. That is something I don't want to do. And so, at that point, I said, I have to make a decision. And it came down to, serving another 3 years on council, possibly, or getting to travel with my husband, and that one out. But, these 2 years have been what an experience, and hopefully the next 2 people that sit up here will have as good an experience as what I have had. And, I've gotten to know a lot of people in the city of Schertz, a lot of great employees, and I know I'm going to miss some, and I apologize. But as I was visiting the different departments, I found the people to just be so open, so welcoming, helpful. Jimmy Hooks and Doug Ledbetter in Public Works taught me more about Public Works than I ever thought I wanted to know. But there's a lot that goes on there. Definitely Jason Mabbitt, I did a couple of ride-alongs with him and EMS. After that, I got the nickname White Cloud because there were literally no calls when I rode along. So it was just a lot of conversation. Poor Jason. Next, from the police department, Chief Hansen and Assistant Chief Bain put up with me, and thanks for letting me do the ride-alongs. I did a few ride-alongs from about 5 in the afternoon to 5 in the morning. And so when I asked to do a ride-along, I didn't actually realize, I kind of thought, I'll do a whole shift. I didn't realize it was going to be 12 hours, and I had worked that day. But, so please say thank you to Officer Colt Armstrong for putting up with me all that time. I think he was disappointed because, again, not too much happens when I ride along, which is good. and that told me I guess things are being taken care of in the city of Schertz. And then also a thank you to Duck from the police department. He took me out and took me to the firing range. Also quite an experience. So I really do appreciate that. Always, always kind. And then to Fire Chief Cade Long in the fire department, I went out there and I had asked them, hey, can I go out there and do the rappelling and the zip lining? They said, sure, come along. So I did that, and as we're going down the zip line, I got stuck. And so there I am on the zip line halfway down, and I'm thinking, okay, I'm going to have to somehow let myself loose and have them catch me, which they did say they could do, but fortunately, I was able to slide down a little bit further. And I always said they did that on purpose somehow, and I still believe that, But I really appreciated the firefighters that took the time to do that with me. Not everybody, and again, they didn't make it seem as if, oh my gosh, we've got this old lady coming out here, she wants to try this. It was really a great time. I enjoyed that. And I have to tell you, at one point we're climbing up, and I think it was 40 feet up to do the rappelling down. And I think it might have, somebody asked me, are you afraid of heights? I'm thinking, well, yeah, sort of. But I made it up there. And it was good to get down, I'm not going to lie. But, that was fun. And I've told Chief Long, he got to go to Green Bay, Wisconsin. And some of you know I'm a huge Green Bay fan. I mean, just a really big Green Bay fan. And I was really sad that I didn't get to go and pick up that fire truck with them. So one of the first things I'm marking off my bucket list is going to a Green Bay Packer game on December 2nd. I'm going to freeze. I know that. But, layering is really good. But I do appreciate all of that. And my husband has never been able to really make it to a meeting because he works on Tuesday evenings. But many times our families are the ones that have to put up with us. And so he has been my sounding board for 2 years. And I think he's going to be okay with not being that so much anymore. So we have a lot of things planned. We're going to be traveling. I'll be in London in March. We're in Thailand in May. I'm just really looking forward to what lies ahead. But it has been a great experience and a great journey, and I wish the next two people coming up here the same thing. Thank you.
Hear, hear. Mr. Crawford?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I don't know if I have as entertaining a story to tell as Angelina does, but I'd like to thank all the people that voted. Whether you voted for me or not, you voted, and that's important. Continue to do that. Try to encourage your friends to come out and vote. Be involved. That's very important for the future. We don't want to have elections like we have at other levels. That's not a lot of fun. I'd like to thank all the staff that helped me. Mr. James, you're probably first on the list. I probably spent more time talking to you than anybody else. You never refused a call or a visit. Engineering's probably second. Maybe finance third. I asked a lot of questions. I read my packages, not exclusively because some of the stuff you don't have to read because it's in there 3 different times, but it still takes a lot of time. And I want to know the answers. I have a very good background for a lot of the things that we do. The city is going to grow like there's no tomorrow. I won't be around to see all of it. Some of you folks will. But it's going to be interesting to see how many people move into this area. The statistics are amazing on what's going to happen. We have a lot of work to do to get sewer lines and water lines and streets and roads set up so we can take care of that growth. It's going to be interesting times in front of all of y'all. People have asked, how are you doing, Bert? I'm fine. I jokingly say I have my life back. because I have a little more free time now. I can dance a little more, and I can take care of some of the things that I haven't been taking care of on my personal side, which I certainly was willing to give up for the city over the last 8 years, 6 on P&Z and 2 on city council. So thank you, folks, for the support. I wish all of you the best. Tim, Allison, you're going to get a 4-inch fire hose in the next 2 years, both of you. We don't even realize it when we sit in this chair, but the fire department's going to take that 4-inch fire hose and put it about 6 inches from your face and turn it on. And that's the training you're going to get. I hope you all have the pleasure of staying here till midnight or 12:30 like we did when the 5 of us took over 2 years ago, because it was an amazing amount of information. And I thought I knew a lot about the city, having been on P&Z for 6 years. There's a lot I didn't know. I'll never know everything. I never have thought I would or do. So hang on. It's going to be an interesting, fun ride. So my best to y'all. Enjoy every second of it, because I know I will miss it. I gave a lot to the city, and I will miss having a sense of purpose that is as good as working with the city. And the people that are here in this city, whether they're staff or whether they're residents, doesn't matter. There's a lot of good people out there, and we need to take care of them. Thank you all very much.
Indeed. Hear, hear. Before we move on, Dr. Kaiser and Mr. Crawford, on behalf of all of the residents and all of the staff and the rest of the council and my family and me, thank you for serving. It is no small task. It is no easy task. And you both stepped right up into it and got right in its face and did the job. And congratulations to you, and thank you on behalf of all parties mentioned. We appreciate it. All right. Then the next item that we have this evening, again, Resolution 18R-146, a resolution of the City Council of the City of Schertz, Texas, approving the canvass of the November 6, 2018 general election, declaring the results of such election. But before you get started, Mrs. I'm just teasing. It's all yours. Back in the control room. There it is.
It's on. I personally want to thank Dr. Kaiser and Councilmember Crawford for the 2 years. It's been fun working with you. And good luck to you and your next endeavors. So what we have before you is the results, the canvass of the election of November 6th. The election was performed on December 6th, the general election, to elect council members in places 6 and places 7. The results are as follows. I'm going to read the total votes. Chelsea Skrbodzik received 4,632. Allison Hayward received 5,968. In council place 7, Tim Brown received 6,018. Kurt Crawford received 4,422. Total votes cast in this election, which was amazing to me, was 21,040. It was a great election. With the results of this election, I hereby state that elected to the office of Council Member Place 6 is Tim Brown, and elected to the office of Place 7 is Council Member Place 6 elected is Allison Hayward. City Council Place 7 is Tim Brown for a 3-year term ending 2021.
Mr. Mayor, I'd like to make a motion to approve resolution number 18R-146.
Second.
I have a motion from Mr. Edwards. I have a second from Mr. Gutierrez. Of the comments, questions from City Council? Hearing none, then I'll call for a vote.
Aye.
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 7 ayes, no nays, the motion carries. Next item that we have on the agenda this evening is the oath of office, which will be administered by Mrs. Dennis. I would invite the newly elected officers to come forward, and you'll be sworn in individually and in place order.
If I have Councilor-elect Allison Hayward come forward, please. Allison, please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I state your name.
I, Allison Hayward,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will faithfully execute the duties
I will faithfully execute the duties
of the office of City Council Place 6
of the office of City Council Place
for
6
the city of Schertz
for the city of Schertz
and will to the best of my ability
and will to the best of my ability
preserve, protect, and defend
preserve, protect, and defend
the Constitution and laws
the Constitution and laws
of the United States
of the United States
and of this state,
of this state,
and so help me God.
so help me God.
If I can have Councilor-elect Jim Brown come forward, please. Sir, please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I state your name.
I, Tim Brown,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will faithfully execute the duties
that I will faithfully execute the duties
of the office of City Council Place 7
of the office of City Council Place 7
for the city of Schertz
for the city of Schertz
and will to my best of ability
and will to the best of my ability
preserve, protect, and defend
preserve, protect, and defend
the Constitution and laws
the Constitution and laws
of the United States
of the United States
and of this state,
and of the state,
so help me God.
so help me God.
Congratulations.
We'll do that after the closed session. All right, next item that we have on the agenda is also for Mrs. Dennis and is a roll call vote confirmation with regard to item number 2.
Item number 2, resolution number 18R146. A motion was made by Councilmember Edwards, seconded by Councilmember Gutierrez, Mayor Pro Tem Scagliola, Councilmembers Davis, Gutierrez, Larson, Edwards, Kaiser, Crawford voted yes. No one voted no. Motion passed.
Very good, thank you. We do have a need for a closed session so as to brief the new members of council on the items that were discussed previously. I don't think it'll be a long time for us, but if you'll bear with us for a few minutes, we are going to recess our open session here at 6:51. We're going to go into closed session. We'll return as quickly as we're able, and at that time, we will make some accommodation for the new members to make any comments that they would like to make. So give us just a couple minutes, if you will. We're going to go into closed session. All right, I show 7:15. We'll come back into open session. The next item we have on the agenda this evening is item 4A, take any action based on discussions held in closed session. Under agenda item 4, there's no action to be taken this evening. At this time, it does show adjournment. However, we are going to give our newly elected officials an opportunity to speak, and we will go in place order. Mrs. Hayward, first of all, congratulations, and the floor is yours.
Thank you. I just want to say thank you for my family for enduring the election. I want to say thank you to my Belmont, Riata, and Old Schertz team for helping with this election. I just pray that I will be able to fill the shoes and do the job, and I want to thank all the residents that voted for me to be up here. And I just want you to know that I'm going to do my best, always.
Here, here. Mr. Brown?
Thank you, sir. Again, thank you to all the folks that came out and helped us, all the great support that we got through the campaign. It was nothing that was ever on my agenda up until recently, but hey, it worked out. I'm here to serve, and I look forward to working with this body to help shape the future of Schertz. Thank you all.
Exceptional. Dr. Scagliola?
A little while back, when I became Mayor Pro Tem, one of the things I put on my shoulders was to get a team up here that knew how to work together. And I'm so very appreciative because I think we're moving in the right direction. Thank you so much, Ms. Hayward, Mr. Brown, for becoming part of the team. I look forward to working with you.
Very good. Here, here. Mr. Davis?
Oh, just I'd like to say thank you publicly to Mr. Crawford and Mrs. Kaiser. for their service to the council. I wish them the best of luck in the future, and welcome to Allison and Tim. We've got a long way to go. Welcome.
Indeed. Mr. Gutierrez?
Yes, first of all, yeah, thank you to Mr. Crawford and Dr. Kaiser for their service to our community. And congratulations to Allison and Mr. Brown for winning your elections. Congratulations. I look forward to working with you and discussing matters of the city and moving forward in our vision.
Mr. Larson?
I'll just echo the same sentiments. Thank you to Mr. Crawford and Dr. Kaiser, and to Ms. Hayward and Mr. Brown. Welcome to the team, and look forward to working with you. Congratulations.
Good, Mr. Edwards?
Echoing the same sentiments, thank you to Angelina and also to Bert for what they've done for the city. Allison, Tim, you guys are charged with doing what's best for the greater good of all involved. You guys are welcome additions to the council. Winning was the easy part. Now you'll see that the governing part becomes very hard. So again, welcome, and we look forward to your input. Congratulations.
Very good. I would like to also say thank you to Dr. Kaiser and Mr. Crawford, and I'd like to compliment the previous council on the work done, and I'd like to comment particularly on the uniqueness of the hiring of a city manager, or the work being done toward the hiring of a city manager while straddling an election. It's never happened during my time on city council. Talking to our attorney, 18 years, hundreds of municipalities, he's never seen it before. So I'm going to take a little privilege in the chair, and to the previous council that met at the beginning of the evening, well done. And to this council here at the end of the evening, well done. And let it be shown to all that may look at this in the future, if you have something like that going on and you need to know how to do it, take a look at the city of Schertz. That said, if there's nothing else from staff or from council, we stand adjourned.